Hello everyone, Lau here. Welcome back to my channel and welcome to the Think Pink Barbie store haul. Yeah, it's a mouthful. I didn't know how to put it. Well, last video you saw, if you haven't seen, definitely check it out. A full video of me being in Switzerland. I'm doing this whole series right now where I show you what I did when I was on holiday in Switzerland. I visited my friend Selina from ToyGaudi. We did a trade, we did thrift stores, all of that, but also we visited the Think Pink store, and that was the last video, so that's really cool. But in this video you might not have really seen really what I bought, because it was partially a toy hunt, but it was also really a show off of this great store. But yeah, in this video here now is the haul. So you see I'm home, I'm not in the store anymore, but guys, let me tell you, this store is amazing. It's, as I said, it's in Switzerland, in Kreuzlingen, which is very, very close to the German border. So the German kind of part of the town is then called Konstanz. So Konstanz, Kreuzlingen, and it's at the big lake there, the Bodensee. So if you happen to be there at one point, please don't forget to check out this store. It is really cool. It's only open on Saturdays, so we planned it correctly, because yes, in this town, and Swiss and German part, the same weekend was also the big flea market. So these will be the next videos. So this will be a cross-border 25-hour flea market thing. So as we wanted to do that, it made sense to do the Saturday, to do the Think Pink store. It is. The owner of this store is Beate. You have probably seen her in the video that I already linked here. I cannot link it twice, but and this is kind of her heart project. She is a Barbie collector for a really long time. There is a story behind why she did or does the store. I did not really interview her or anything, because I felt she has told the story already often. So if you want to learn a little bit more why she has kind of made the store, definitely go over to ToyGaudi's channel. Maybe I can also link that video here, where it's more of an interview with Beate, why she did why the store came to be. And yeah, it's just so cool. You are welcome there with a warm, everyone is kind of friends. You are there's a couch, and I don't know if she treats everyone the same way, because she already knew Selina, so she already knew that I would also be coming. You're getting coffee and you can just chat, and it is really like a small comfy Barbie convention every Saturday there. When I was there, a lot of other people showed up, and a lot of them also kind of knew each other from Barbie groups on Facebook, which I'm not in, so I'm not on Facebook. So some of the people were like, yeah, I think I know you from the Barbie groups. And I was like, no, I'm not on Facebook. I'm sorry. If there's someone with the name of Low Sky Painter in those Barbie groups, then it's not me. But no, I don't think that there's anyone kind of an imposter or something. It's just probably other people called Laura or Lau or something. So people kind of knew each other. But for me, it was everything new people, and the location, it's amazing. She has Barbies from new Playline fashionistas up until way back to the earliest vintage Barbies, bubble cuts, ponytails, and everything in between, Superstar era, collector dolls, fashions. And now I'm going to show you what I bought. And I said fashions, and I meant Barbie fashions, but I also bought something fashion related for myself. I want to show you this first. I think I showed it in the when I showed the store in the video, because it is so cute. It is such a nice color. It is, you see it is a sweatshirt. It says Barbie in the kind of modern Barbie font, or the vintage one, depending how you want to say it. And I think this really, she told me this really comes from the US. So either It was purchased maybe on Mattel Creations or in, I don't know, it is official Barbie. It's not a collaboration with a different store or with a different brand or something. It just has Barbie here, and it's an, I don't know which size, XL. So I like I actually don't care which sizes upper, like either I wear it then oversized or whatever, but I think it's an amazing size. And the cool thing is also it's not just plain one color. It is a little bit like, I don't know how you call it, as if it's bleached tiny bit. So it has kind of a pattern inside. So, and yeah, a glittery Barbie font on it. The color is like a 100% one of my favorite pink tones, and it is super soft. So that's what I can say about it. I haven't worn it yet because luckily it's not the weather for that yet. I'm still in the very warm summer. Okay, some days are colder, so I might still put it out. But yeah, that was like the first thing I want to show you. But this is the only fashion piece for me. Of course, I definitely bought some fashion pieces for my Barbies. But I think at first now we are getting really to the dolls. I bought 9. 9 dolls in the store, and it's really price-wise, you cannot it can't compare it to flea markets or anything, you know. I do not even buy Barbies, rarely online. I go to flea markets and I buy Barbies for $1 or $2, or not dollars, I mean euros, maybe up till €5, etc. This is not what the prices in the store are. Obviously, it's a store. She has to pay for the rent, and of course she has the whole presentation. The dolls are cleaned and all of that, so you're not getting grubby flea market stuff. So but kind of the like cheapest dolls you can find there mostly are around 10, I mean it's in Switzerland, so it's 10 Swiss francs, but I mean it's kind of this, you can say that 10 Swiss francs is roughly €10, which is roughly $10. So I mean the conversion rate is always a little different, but I mean, and one of those dolls, and I immediately like while like stepping inside, I noticed her. She was hanging right next to the door. It was her, and I was on the search for this doll actually for a while now. I had never found her at the flea market, but also I really wanted to have her complete. That was another thing. She's not 100% complete, but pretty complete. This is the, you know, the Pretty Surprise Barbie, and she's from 1991 or something. I think 1991, then released in 1992. So she's in the Mattel Dealers Catalog from 1992. So she was in stores in 1992. And yeah, she is actually this like wonderful typical pink Barbie, very like typical early 90s makeup. She is one of the few dolls that have the bow earrings, and the cool thing is, yes, she also has the bow ring, and she has this super pink dress, which is partially, you know, with this crinkly fabric. This is really crinkly. This is like a, I don't know, like a candy material or something, bonbon wrapping paper, and yeah, she's not a budget doll, so she has the Superstar arms, and she came with lots of, you know, kind of a little bit of perfume, a little bit, you know, lipstick, stuff like that. And I think her lips should change to a little bit of a different color with hot and cold water. And what really is intriguing for me is that she has 2 different hair types. I mean, you can maybe already see it, that her hair colors are not exactly the same. So she has this super platinum blonde, and then partially in the front is more honey gold. And yeah, this honey gold here is a Saran type, and the rest is Kanekalon. I don't know why or whatever they did this, but this is super intriguing for me when dolls have at least 2 hair colors, or 2 hair types even in this case. So of course I recurled the Kanekalon part, but I just, you know, while boil washing, the Saran hair kind of stayed still in this curly state. So this is kind of the factory curl here. She would also actually come with a like hairpiece that is very reminiscent of, you know, with these, what the whole dress looks like, with this fabric, with pink and with a bow and little like a pearl detail, something like this. This is missing, but I mean, this is kind of the least important thing here. And I mean, just normal shoes. So this was one of the, I mean, 10 like francs, 10 euro dolls. She was kind of hanging right next to the door. So this was, I mean, the first thing that I immediately knew, yes, I want to get this. This was one kind of, that's on my list. So very, very happy with that. But before we even went in, you saw that there were even dolls in the front before like heading into the store. There's always a couple of, you know, bigger boxes and some dolls hanging on some, I don't know, some like kind of posters that are on there or whatever. And mostly the stuff that's outside, at least the dolls in the boxes, they also cost like roughly always 10 Swiss francs, and those are not even really from Beate, so from the owner of the shop, but there is a girl called Vanessa, and we also met her. If you've seen the pictures, or if you, I don't know if she was on camera, she was the girl with the big FBI pullover. She is kind of there every Saturday, and she brings her dolls also that she wants to sell, and a lot of times the ones outside are Vanessa's dolls. And we were grabbing a lot through there because while we were in the store, she actually arrived and brought also new and more dolls. So that was really like, oh my goodness, and which one is this and which one is this? I personally don't know where she gets her dolls from that she then sells there, because I don't think that she is one that goes to flea markets, and there's definitely some dolls in her pile always that are US exclusives. So I guess maybe she gets or buys dolls randomly from Beate, and once she doesn't want them anymore, she also sells them again. But I have no clue, maybe she buys online. But a doll that comes from this pile from outside is her. And it was funny because there were actually two of her there, one in a worse condition than the other. But I was like, when I was grabbing there, oh, she looks interesting, she has interesting eye makeup, oh, and this one as well. So I put both aside, and then in the end I was like, wait, they are both the same. Yeah, because this is also so nice. I mean, when you just go through there and all of these dolls, and I mean, none of them are really like labeled as some that are in the bigger, you know, glass, what's it called, the detolfs, I don't know, the shelves there, the really glass shelves. Some of them have labels, say what they are, the more expensive ones, you know, the mod dolls or the vintage era 60s dolls, etc. But most dolls, they don't have a label of which doll they actually are. So in the end, like not in the end, but in between, we were sitting at the table and everyone had so many dolls, and then we were starting to identify them. I was just on my phone all the time, like on you know, fashiondolls.de, trying to identify by the face. And yeah, then it happened that I found out that this is I mean, her I immediately recognized because she was also wearing her official outfit and by the earrings, etc. But with her I was like, is it lights and lace? And yeah, it is lights and lace Barbie. No, she was not wearing this outfit, nor do I have her outfit. But this like outfit here looks somewhat reminiscent of what this doll actually was released with. So let's have a look at her. Yeah, she has actually very, very striking eye makeup. That's why I was like, oh, I know I don't have her. I know I have seen this doll, and my brain went to, is it lights and lace? Is it lights and lace? And yeah, it is lights and lace. She is missing earrings, she is missing the ring, and I don't have any of her outfit. But the doll itself was interesting enough for me because this is quite interesting. It's actually another doll that's rooted the same way as her, as the Pretty Surprise Barbie. Yeah, Lights and Lace also has two different hair types. So again, here the very platinum Kanekalon hair, and then the more honey gold Saran hair. And here I definitely recurled all of the hair because I thought it's not in as good condition, and I also wanted them to look a little bit different. So I did more curling also on the Saran hair part here. But she has such a beautiful eye makeup, and it's very bold, and yeah, Lights and Lace is a doll that comes with a complete lace dress actually. What's kind of why I chose this very hot pink here is because, yeah, the original dress also is very, very hot pink, full of lace. And I chose as much lace as I thought could be possible. So I have a little bolero here, which also I think the original doll comes with a bolero, but also with a complete lace dress, which I don't have. I just have this Fashion Avenue dress here, very pink. And I wrapped around it a little, like, I don't even know what this kind of is. It's a kind of a boa that I don't know. I think it comes from a Pietro doll or something. But it kind of hides that there's some silver underneath. And then I gave her these stockings here. And this is, I mean, Lights and Lace Barbie looks silhouette-wise, color-wise. She also comes with like pink Western boots and these frilly socks looking out of it. So very reminiscent. So this is the best I could do, and she will go into my display like this. And why is she called Lights and Lace? Lace obviously because of the outfit. Why lights? Because actually she came with a round thing in the front. That's why I chose this boa here, this thingy also, because it looks a little bit similar here, that you could attach it there, like a round, I don't even know what it's, like a flower or something similar, that could light up. And this doll was meant to be, you know, the hot new, like, video star. I mean, this was like, she is from like 1990 directly. This is when, you know, musicians, I mean, Viva, MTV, like all of this music, like music videos were hot. And this is what, like, yeah, Lights and Lace. And you can also put this clip, this light up clip on yourself and be the new cool video star. So this is kind of what this doll line was supposed to represent, and I love them. There's actually a Barbie in pink, there's a Christie in kind of neon green, and what's the other doll? Ooh. Is it? Yeah, I think a Teresa in blue, yeah. So 3 dolls, this line. Now I have Barbie, and of course, as I said, not original outfit, but yeah, as I got her from the pile of, from the outside, she was also like 10 euro. And of course I took, because I said there were even 2 of her, I took the one that was in a little bit better condition. Okay, then while going through the store, there were here and there dolls tucked in there, blah, blah, blah. And a lot of them don't have their original outfit, and so it makes it even more difficult to identify. So we, like, especially Zelina, grabbed a lot of them where she was like, I don't know, what's this, what's this, what's this? And then suddenly a lot of dolls were on the table, and I was the one identifying them because I'm kind of fast with identifying Barbie. This. And so I found out that one of them, this one here, no, don't get confused, this is not Tropical Barbie. This is Island Fun Barbie. Yeah, I don't have Island Fun Barbie. And she was even wearing a different bathing suit and a hat or something. And when I was like, oh, this is Island Fun Barbie, I don't have her. I was really like loving how, I think probably Beate does this because she styles the Barbies that are in the store, how she did her hair. And, but I was like, I don't even have her bikini and bathing suit, etc., etc. But then Beate said, well, I actually do have the bathing suit, and then she came with this, which is not correct because this is the bathing suit. I mean, let me show you a little bit of, at least the close-up still, that actually goes to the Tropical Barbie. There's another Barbie line. The Tropical Barbie is, and there's also Ken and the Skipper, etc., from the mid-80s, so 85. She would come with this bathing suit and something similar, like yellow thing, like flower petals to put in her braid. And this is kind of also what the Island Fun Barbie, what the Tropical Barbie would have her hair styled. I think Beate all the time thought that this is Tropical Barbie, but no, concerning her eye makeup and her, like, the way her face is painted, this is actually Island Fun. An Island Fun Barbie. It's also a beach line, again with also Ken and Skipper and blah blah blah. But this one was released actually in 87, so a little later. And she would come with a lei, similar to this, but in more like a coral color and with a white bathing suit. And she would come with a, you know, floral, like, beach cover-up, more like a wrap skirt, something. So a similar line. I can see why people get them confused. I too, I also get them confused. And by the way, this actually comes from the Ken of the Tropical line. So I have a mix up here, but as Beate said, no, you can have this. I throw it in when you buy the doll. Then I was like, okay, then I get a Tropical Barbie's Bikini, Tropical Ken Sleigh, and I got to get Island Fun Barbie all together for this price that actually the doll was like set to be priced, and I was like, okay. And yes, I said I didn't even do anything with her hair. This hairstyle looks so cool, so she will definitely keep it. The only thing that I suddenly noticed is this can't be the correct body to this doll. I mean, the Island Fun line is, I think, like 80, yeah, as I said, 87. So a lot of the dolls probably have the white spots on the legs. So that's why I guess why this doll was kind of then removed from her body, I would guess, and was put on this body. But this, you can see it, is actually a Barbie body from earlier years. So 87, this Barbie would not have had the pronounced feet where you can see the toes. And yeah, but so she was put on this body instead. I think even this here is, yeah, this can't bend anymore. So, but at least the body looks good and is the correct color. So, so I don't mind. And I actually kind of prefer the thinner feet, so I'm happy that she is on this body. And yeah, I'm pretty sure at one point I might get her correct outfit, or the other way around, I find the Tropical Barbie, then I already have the correct bathing suit. But obviously it is very similar. Both of these lines are kind of similar, Island Fun and Tropical, so she looks stunning in this one. So I bought this doll. She was, I don't remember all of the prices, but I think she was a little more expensive because she did not come from, or she was also 10, but I'm not sure. I also forgot a lot of the prices, but I'm trying to give you at least a little bit of an idea that the dolls, I bought a lot of dolls, and those were not flea market prices, definitely not. There's some couple of very expensive ones. Okay, let me get to this now, which is something that actually was gifted to Selina and me by Beate. Those are a lot of Barbie, you know, pamphlets. It's paperwork that comes from the Barbie boxes, or that you could subscribe to the Barbie magazine and stuff like that. But most of it is not in super good condition. But it was kind of quite a big pile, and then Selina and I just said, you take this, I take this, etc. So we kind of split it up. But I still want to show you because there's some really cool pieces in there. But you know, a lot of the stuff probably got wet and then was stuck to one of the other things. So there's definitely a little bit of stuff missing. So here we've got, I want to subscribe to the Barbie magazine in the 80s or something like that. So this was it. This comes definitely, this is really cool. This is from the Barbie and the Rockers line. Some of the cardboard cutouts that came with the dolls with the first wave. Super cool. I love Barbie and the Rockers, so Selina said, yeah, you can have this. So then we have something that is probably has been in a lot of Barbie boxes just when the dolls, and especially in the 90s, they had these like plastic things stuck to her hair, and this is just how to release the hair. So I have this with a little drawing on it. Then we have some more small ones. I mean, I have this again, but this is really, you can't open it. I mean, it's the same that I showed you at first, but this has the better front, and this has kind of, you know, it's ripped off here, the letters, but you can open this one up and this one not. So I have two of them. I could maybe, I don't know, glue it here, then I would have one good one. Here's another thing that came out of one of the Barbie boxes. You know, just these super like typical stuff. Doll earrings are removable, small parts not intended for use of children, la 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 la. This stuff. Then this here, which is also from the Barbie and the Rockers line. This is how you can do different hairstyles with the different hair pieces of Barbie. Would also go for Diva, I think. She also has this hairpiece, but I think this directly comes from Barbie herself. Really cool. And then I have no, here's another one from Barbie and the Rockers, which is interesting because this is, it's, you know, backwards. So I don't know if this was a t-shirt print or something like that you could print on a t-shirt, or why is it like, you know, backwards. I don't know, but it's really cool. And yeah, and then I have 3 of these bigger pamphlets, but most of them you can't really open. This one you can. This is really cool. Definitely from the time, you know, the second Superstar Barbie was released, so this must be around 88. Superstar Barbie, fashions. What do we have here? Animal Lovin', Beach Blast, I think. My first ballerina, stuff like that. And then here is Style Magic, or like Superstar, no, Style Magic in the US. And what's that? Cool Times, a line that wasn't even released over here. Dance Club also wasn't released in Europe, and some others here, some of the Barbies. So this is the best one. And then we have 2 more, which this one is the same here, and we managed to kind of get it open, so it's just, you know, even worse condition because everything is kind of, you know, roughed off. Then unfortunately this year we were not really 100% able to get it open just until here because it's stuck together. But this shows some other lines. This shows the Hawaiian Fun line, for example. So this is like 90, I guess. Here's the Wedding Midge, this line. What's this? All American. Here's some dance, not dance, some costume ball fashions. And when I get in there, there's definitely also the Lights and Lace line. But just a tiny little bit here. Lights and Lace. I cannot get it open anymore. If I would open it more, you see it starts really to rip. So I leave it like this. But thank you so much, Beate, for just giving us this. So she is definitely like, sometimes she's willing to give you a little bit of a discount, or she throws in some extras or something. So really sweet. Thank you so much for these. These will definitely go into the collection. I don't know where to put them here. I've already talked so much. Let's continue with the dolls. Yes, there was one more doll that was on our table of like, we don't know what this doll is. Let us identify it. And she was also wearing something completely different than that, because this would have maybe given it away that she is kind of a royal doll or something like that. But yeah, I was able to identify her. I mean, from the face, I kind of knew she must be at least early 80s or late 70s, because she is already on a superstar face, but this is not a way eye makeup would have been painted like in the late 80s or even in the 90s. And yeah, I already said kind of a royal doll. Yes, she is actually a Princess Barbie. She is Princess Barbie from 1980. She has a really unnatural tan. She's very orange, but this is just how she was. I mean, her body matches her head and everything, so this is not anything that got discolored. This is just how some of the dolls were. I think even also the original Superstar has a very unnatural tan to like this. And she had a ring, but I guess it's not her correct ring, because she would have come, I think, with a normal Superstar ring, which would be, you know, the see-through one. And this, to me, looks more like something from the 90s. And I styled her now completely different than what she looked like. And this is also not her original outfit. No, I don't have anything. But same as I did it with the Lights and Lace Barbie, I kind of made the Barbie cosplay to look the most similar, like Barbie is wearing a closet cosplay of her original outfit, you could say. Because this is stuff that I had in my collection. And yes, she was wearing originally a white dress. So also with, you know, I think 3 or something layers. Just they would kind of go more, and also onto the bottom, 3 or 4 more of these layers. Not sure if it was lacy, I don't think so. It was just roughly. And with a, you know, kind of a tight top at the top, like at the top, yeah, bodice upper part. And she would also come with one of these, you know, a red sash with some golden details on it. So and I just gave her kind of a crown. She would come with a crown, actually more with it looks to be more like a smaller, thinner one a higher one, but this is kind of what I have, and I gave her some gold earrings and a gold necklace to match the gold crown. And I gave her an updo. I think her original hairstyle would actually be also a high ponytail, but then with kind of tight ringlet curls or something. So this is now my interpretation of this Barbie. So because I don't have the original, the dress that I put her in is, I think, a wedding dress from, is it even like, let me check quickly. Yeah, it's a Fashion Avenue wedding dress actually that I put her in, and this is something that I put on top that I had from, I don't know where I got it from a Barbie lot and could never identify it, this lace thingy. But yeah, so the Princess Barbie from 1980, and I couldn't, like, she was a one that was already a little bit pricier. I think she was 25 euro. But I mean, she's an early 80s doll. She's one that I have never heard anyone talk about. I've never seen any YouTube video of anyone having her, or like, you know, showing her off on Instagram in a post or anything. So she can't be really like common. I don't think a lot of people have her or even know about her. I think, I mean, her face is totally different to that one, but there is a similar doll that is kind of counted into the first dolls of the world dolls, kind of into the United Kingdom, so UK, the royal doll that had at least a very similar outfit, if not the same outfit, but like the face of the doll is completely different then. But this is what she kind of reminds me. I've heard of that doll, but I don't know, the Princess Barbie, like, she is really not a princess in terms of what nowadays prince, you know, colorful and rainbows and unicorns, not this type of princess. She's really like a old school royal, you know, British, I don't know, princess. So where do I put her? So I couldn't resist, because like really the early 80s faces are so striking, and I'm very happy to add this one to my collection. Okay, and I think those you definitely saw, but this was something that she had a different display. This was also the display where she had the boutique, and a lot of dolls were kind of shopping in this like kind of like display there. And over there she had a couple of dolls standing that had printed on the original Barbie fashions her label, and that's why she charged a little bit more for those, but also because some of them are kind of rare dolls over here, and 3 of them I actually picked, not because of the fashions that they were wearing, so I redressed all of them, etc. But of course I will also get into the fashions that I kind of got with all of the stuff. But yeah, and those are the Cool Times Midge. Yes, Cool Times is a Barbie line that was not released over here. This is a US exclusive, I would say, doll line. Maybe also some other parts of the world got this doll, but definitely I think in Europe this whole doll line was not released. And this is a Midge with a Steffi face, so definitely wanted to have her. And I picked actually both of the Jazzy dolls that were there. If you've watched the video, then you have seen that I have showed them off. And yeah, Jazzy is another character in the Barbie line that never got any release here in Germany. I cannot 100% tell always if nowhere in Europe these were released, but in Germany they were not included in the Barbie line, and they also, her own like line was never released. But let me start actually with the Cool Times Midge here. Yes, and these dolls were already like even higher on the price end, partially because they are rarer dolls. And she, Beate says she kind of imports most of the dolls from the US. She either brings them with her when she travels to the US, or she buys probably lots online. I don't know how, but a lot of the dolls are dolls that are not released in Europe, neither in Switzerland nor in Germany. So yeah, I knew immediately when I saw her. I was like, I want her. She is a Midge that has the Steffi face, which she is from like the late 80s, so she's from 1988. The Cool Time line is from 88. And before that, I think only in 87, Midge was brought back for the first time in the California Dream line. And at that point, yeah, she also had the Steffi face, and she still had the Steffi face here. Look how pretty she is. She has like, I mean, she has freckles. She has, you know, the typical Steffi face, pouting lips, almost like she's blowing a kiss. Wonderful, like very like big, cutesy like eyes, and obviously the red Midge hair. She's a little more tanned, and I love her. When the way like in the store she was styled, I was like, she was one of the more harder ones to identify because you couldn't see that she had bangs. The bangs were completely styled backwards, and this is one of those typical scenarios where the bangs are not rooted from the front. So it was kind of hard to like sort out that there is actually bangs underneath, because the like hair that's like rooted directly in the front is long hair. I have to kind of pull it through and pull it back and blah blah blah. And she has also such a weird rooting in terms of that all around kind of the edge of her like head has shorter hair. So she has bangs that are rooted kind of in the middle kind of her head, and then all around her hair, all here, the first, I don't know what, centimeter or something is completely around, rooted shorter. So I took it all now to the front, to this updo, and only the head that is, the stuff that is rooted in the middle part of her head is long hair. So it's really weirdly rooted. I had some, it gave me some headaches how to style it, but I gave her this amazing, super curly hair. I love her to death. I'm not sure if I will keep her in this outfit though. I tried as well here to give her an outfit that looks similar to what the Cool Times, not only the Cool Times Midge, but the whole Cool Times line would come with. They were looking pretty sporty, mostly with black and white and one color. So Barbie would more like black and white and then pink. The Midge, for example, had black and white and then turquoise. A lot of stuff with polka dots, stripes, and with, you know, black and white checkered. So these, and then with this color together. So I gave her like a mix of, this is a like skirt from a like, is it Easy Living? I don't remember. Fashion Pack. I gave her this whole like jumpsuit number, some, you know, loose socks, and this jacket, which also kind of, it looks 80s because it has a little bit, you know, broad shoulders, but it has a little bit of polka dots on it and stripes. So this is the best I could do, but I don't really dig this outfit too much. So I'm not sure if I keep her in this or give her something completely different, because with her super like lovely pink lips, I mean, she would also look lovely in pink, but a lot of my Barbies are wearing pink. Maybe something completely different. I haven't decided, but this is kind of the outfit that I'm least satisfied with. All of the other outfits definitely will stay. So, but this is one of the prettiest faces that I brought home, I think, and of course. And yeah, the two Jazzys, like, oh my goodness. If you are like, Jazzy, what's Jazzy? I've never heard of this character. Yeah, Jazzy was kind of Mattel's answer to Maxi. Maxi was a doll line by Hasbro in the late 80s. After kind of Gem like went down, they went into another like fashion doll line, teenage fashion doll line. This time more in Barbie size, and they were like thinking like, yes, we want to have a competitor to Barbie, but we want to do it a little more teenage, a little more high school, etc. And then Mattel obviously was like, haha, we have to answer to that. So they quickly invented the Jazzy line, which was a separate line. Jazzy is the main character, but Jazzy is also Barbie's cousin. So it was a little more included into the line than say, for example, the Hart family or something, which was very separate, although they were actually Barbie style dolls. These were kind of included in the Barbie line, but they also came with other characters. One boy and then 2 other friends. But Jazzy herself was also included in some of the normal Barbie lines. Glitter Beach, for example, had a Jazzy, or Sun Sensation line had a Jazzy. In the US, not in Germany, definitely. I don't think in Europe at all. And also this whole line was not released. Same as actually also Maxi, so the Hasbro competitor was not released over here. So what they actually used, because they didn't make a new face mold or something for Jazzy, they just used the face mold that previously was used a lot for the Hart Family Mom. Before that, it came actually all out of another high school doll line from Mattel, from the Star line. So at first, one of those friends of Star had this face mold. Then Hart Family Mom had this face mold a lot, and then Jazzy. And I think after that, not, because Jazzys were released until the maybe 93 or something. I don't know. The Glitter Beach Jazzy might have been the last one, I think. But yeah, look at them. So one of them, this here, is really the first Jazzy that was released. So this is the high school Jazzy. And she came with straight hair, so I did not curl her hair. And she originally also had these kind of weird like small ponytails. She has this super swooshy bangs here, and she is so pretty. Look at her face. I mean, she just looks so sweet. I really, really, really like this face mold. And also, this is not her original outfit. What I actually put on her is the Friendship Barbie outfit, which looks very similar to what in the US, the, oh my goodness, what were they called? The Dance Club line. So this outfit looks very similar to Dance Club Barbie's outfit, which in Europe was released under just the name of Friendship Barbie's outfit. But the Jazzy, so the high school Jazzy, who is from 1988, so she was released in 1988 or maybe 89, had something reminiscent. She had a white, not white, more blue denim, but with white oversized jacket. She had a pink poofy skirt, and she had a top underneath that had a little bit of, you know, a little strip of black something on, and then also with these colors there's a little bit of blue. I think her shoes would have been flat blue shoes, but so this was the best I could do, and I desperately wanted to put this outfit on a doll because I don't have neither the Dance Club doll nor the Friendship Barbie doll. But so this is now what my Jazzy will, you know, look like in my collection. She is amazing. Body wise, I mean, let's put her next to a normal Barbie here. We put her here. She is kind of the same height. She is just a little slimmer. Her body, like her legs are, I mean, still, you can still do the bend and snap thing. She has a movable waist, but her like legs look a little bit different. So this is not the normal Barbie legs. I mean, she can put kind of the legs a little more to the side, similar to what Barbies then in the early 2000s started looking like, but it is a different body. She has very flat breasts. There's not a lot of breast there, but also she is still taller than like a skipper from that era. There you go. So it is a different body. I don't know if this body mold was used for anything else other than for her. She has you know, kind of bent arms, though they are not the typical Barbie Superstar arms, but, you know, reminiscent of that. I think it's its own arm mold as well. And I'm so happy because this is also something, yes, I definitely wanted to spend a little more money if I can have a doll that I will not find over here. I will not stumble across a Jazzy at the German flea market. No, definitely not. I will probably not even stumble upon a Jazzy doll on German eBay or like Kleinanzeigen or anything like that. So this is something, she imported it. Of course, a little bit more money for me to spend on it, but like she's in gorgeous condition. Of course, she came with a different outfit, but yeah. Redressed her, the outfit that she came on, you will also see because I will go through them. It's not a really interesting outfit to me, but yeah, so. And the other Jazzy is this one here, and she is from 1991. Also a Jazzy that directly came in the Jazzy line, so not one that came in one of the Barbie lines. The Teen Scene Jazzy. She has her amazing big earrings, which are, you know, you've seen this mold on other Barbies before. For example, the Superstat Barbie or something like that. She has the same earrings. Earrings. She can't have a ring because her hand molds don't have like the hole. So there's no way Jazzy can have a ring. Anyways, she doesn't have a bangs, so she doesn't have bangs. That's correct. And I still gave her wonderful big curls, and just like, you know, the way she was styled before, kind of, I left it like this and just, you know, wonderful quality. She has kind of a little bit of a loose head, but because she's also a lot of hair, but it's okay. And I gave her this outfit. This orange jacket I got from Zelina. I don't know, it's not a Barbie jacket, but with these earrings, to me it screamed like she needs to wear something neon orange, and this jacket was perfect. And then I was like, oh, and I need to put the skirt on, which is I think a Hawaiian Fun fashion pack skirt that I also had on my Barbie when I was traveling. It's one of my favorite pieces. And then just gave her this little cherry top, which I think, I don't know, it comes from a Steffi Love or something. And I gave her perfectly matching orange boots. This is not what her outfit originally would have looked like. The Teen Scene Jazzy was actually one that had a very black outfit. Black, gold, and this kind of orange coral that her earrings have. Just a little top underneath that had this orange coral color, and then on top of that, like a skirt, like a black skirt, like also short black skirt, of course, also black with a little bit of gold polka dots on it, stuff like that. So a lot of black. I didn't want to recreate that because I don't need that in my collection to have a lot of black. So, but with these earrings, it screamed to me she needed to have a lot of orange. So love this outfit to death. Definitely will keep her in this for my collection. Okay, so now we're getting to the two dolls that I don't know, that I paid the most, but also they are the most vintage ones of all of those. I mean, sure, 80s actually is also vintage, and 90s, but most Barbie collectors would not consider them that vintage, as in when you're talking about 60s dolls. One of them is Fashion Queen Barbie. Honestly, I have tried to research now. She could also be a reproduction, but she could also be official. I can't find out, and even though in the store we were already checking, and most of them were like, yeah, this must be an original, because she's in such good condition. And there was a reproduction made in 2010, I think, of Fashion Queen Barbie, but I have now decided that I don't care. And the reason why I was like, oh, I would kind of be interested in this doll is because I found like last year, May or something, the original bathing suit. So I was like, okay, when I found this doll, she was hanging, not really standing in the other, like, I don't know, in the glass cabinets there. And she was wearing also a different outfit, and she had a wig on, which, I mean, this is the main thing of Fashion Queen Barbie. She came with wigs, but this was not an original wig. At first I just thought she's a bubble cut or something. But and then I, like, because I'm not super interested in early 60s dolls, but Fashion Queen Barbie I was interested in because I knew I had the original bathing suit, and I also was not interested in the outfit that she was wearing. I think that was something, I don't remember. It definitely was not vintage. It just looked vintage. Also, it might have been something maybe from a Silkstone or something. But I was like, okay, if I can just get the doll, yeah, so I got the price a little bit down, and she can resell this outfit herself. So yeah, what makes me think that it also could be a reproduction, as I said, is she's in such good condition. Her head actually just has slightly bit of like paint rub all over. I mean, she has a molded head, so molded hair, very short, and you would put wigs on. So either the original one or the reproduction would come with 3 wigs. And she would also come with a kind of a turban. That's why I gave her this ridiculous thing here with the same material as this. I don't have this, but yeah, so far I just gave her this little golden cape to represent that she had you know, something like this on. What also is the other indicator of made me thinking maybe this is just a reproduction is the way her earrings are done. I mean, the good thing is she definitely doesn't have green ear, because original ones often have green ear when they had the metal earrings put in. But if she never had the earrings put in, then, I mean, yeah. What either the reproduction did here is, or someone just did it, is just little pearls on the string similar to this one here. This one I made just myself. And so there is no way it can transform, you know, it can give a reaction with her face to green. She has slight rub on the eyelids, and also her lips are definitely faded. So you can see almost white, it's a little bit of peach in between. While the reproduction, actually, all the dolls that I saw online of the reproduction had really bold orange lips. So I don't know. There's another thing that Fashion Queen, yes, she was sold with this body back in, did I even say it, 1963. That's actually when the original Fashion Queen was released. She does not have the bend and snap knees yet, so just straight legs. And yeah, you could get her like this, but Fashion Queen Barbie was also released just as the head and the 3 wigs. So maybe this is not her original body, this is some kind of other body, reproduction Barbie body, and someone just put the head on and the head is original, or I can't tell. I mean, she has the correct marking, the Barbie and Mitch, blah, 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 for this type of body, but also her wonderful still, you know, like painted nails. And I mean, the feet, they have still a little bit on. So, I mean, 2010 is also a while ago, so if this is just a reproduction, maybe also the lip has started changing and there is paint rub, etc. So I just have decided I don't care. This is now the only doll that I have that has this vintage face. I mean, it's not the typical face, because I mean, she has molded hair, so that gives it away that this is actually a different you know, face mold then, obviously, because there's the hair that's also molded. But this is the only doll that I have now with this like vintage Barbie face mold that I'm not too crazy about. So it's not that I would love to get a ponytail or would love to get a bubble cut or something like that. But it's nice to have at least one of them, and let me believe that this is the original one, or it's just the head, or I don't I don't know. But yeah, Fashion Queen Barbie, that I could finally then put this bathing suit on. I think my favorite like of this kind of vintage, so she's gorgeous. Because the era that I actually like more than the, like, you know, early 60s vintage Barbie style, I mean, apart from that I'm actually a lover of the Superstar era, the other vintage era that I kind of prefer is the mod era, which is, you know, late 60s. And yes, I got a Francy. But this is definitely an original Francy. This is not a reproduction, I'm like 100% sure. Yes, and this kind of also was something that I wanted to have, because I had an outfit that a Francy should wear. Yes, because like if you remember from the Berlin comic Messe Berlin a couple of months ago, I bought a couple of also like really like 60s Barbie fashions, and this kind of cool neon yellow orange coat, like a raincoat, and this hat was in there. And then I found out, oopsie, it's not even a Barbie outfit, it's actually fashion for Francy. And so I was really like, oh, I want to actually put this on display, but I don't have a doll that, I mean, Barbie could probably fit in it. But I was like, no, I don't want to put it on a Barbie. I want a Francy. And yeah, so I got, there were not, she didn't even have too many Francys in her store, maybe 1 or 2 more. I think 1 more that was really in a cabinet and was already, I think, sold or something. It said already sold or so. And then I found her kind of laying in these, you know, paper boxes, and yeah, quite a high price for me for a doll. But this is also something that I probably will not just find at the flea market, like 60s. And Yeah, you know, even still 70s is super rare. I mean, I found one doll of this era, like at the flea market, or like, I don't know, Quick Curl is already a little later. Quick Curl is also 71 or 72, but I've only found one Barbie that really has the eyelashes, so a TNT once at the flea market in all those years, so I will probably not really find a Francy. Francy is Barbie's mod cousin. Yeah, another cousin. Before they invented here Jazzy as the cousin of Barbie in the 60s. Yep, in 1966, they invented Francy. Let me take off her head so you can see her full like hairstyle. And this is the first Francy that was released. This is the bendable legs Francy. So, and one of her legs is not working, but zack. Wonderful. This one is not working anymore. This also, it's kind of broken, but it was, you know, it was stated on the box that one leg is broken. Yeah, I didn't get her in this outfit. As I said, I had this outfit, and this is also, these two pieces are not from this, but this is an original Francy fashion. So I was like, I would really like to have a Francy. Yeah, Barbie's mod cousin. So in the early 60s, Barbie really was, you know, she was wearing those typical domestic dresses with the big puffy skirts, you know, the typical, like actually more looking like 50s outfits. And just in the late 60s, Barbie became modern, and the first doll to kind of implement this look was Francy. She is also a little like smaller if you put her next to Barbie here. Not too much smaller. Definitely, let me get out a Skipper of, it's not really that era, but it's the same body that Skipper had during the time. Skipper is still way smaller, but Francy had already a slimmer build, similar also, you know, to what Jazzy then had, etc. The breast is more flat, the hips are more narrow, all of that, which was the more like modern silhouette, the more like silhouette that girls wanted to look in the late 60s, who were into this mod fashion. Mod, the word just comes from modern, and you know, the mod fashion is so adorable. It's super bright and colorful and big patterns and oranges and neon greens and yellows and pinks, and I mean mod fashion in general, but Barbie mod fashion is chef's kiss. It's kind of also somewhat the even more like higher priced fashion sometimes in the early 60s outfits, because they also used a lot of very delicate fabrics. But yeah, so as I said, this is the bendable legs Francy. She does not have a twist and turn waist yet, so cannot she is just, you know, see there's no cut. So and she was released with this hairstyle, so a kind of long, it's not really bob anymore, but you know, with this flip to the outside, straight bangs in two different hair colors. This is the blonde, and then there's the brunette one. She always had brown eyes, and she was also the first doll to get the rooted eyelashes. You see, she has rooted eyelashes. This was before Barbie also got the TNT face and then also got rooted eyelashes. She was the first doll to get this. So she was the kind of the forerunner for a lot of stuff, specifically, you know, the eyelashes, the more modern fashions, the silhouette, and also, I mean, not this doll, but the character Francy was also the first character that was released in an African American variant, so the colored Francy. Back then it was just called colored, so the black Francy was one of the most expensive dolls. So Francy is a very interesting character from that regard, but like her fashions are so amazing, her face is so cute. I don't know, she wasn't really, I mean, the last Francy I think was released in the Malibu line. She had a different face already then, in 71, 70 something. From that point on, then Francy she just disappeared, although being Barbie's cousin, and then suddenly someone else, like in the 80s, someone else got Barbie's cousin. It's always the same, you know, even with Barbie's sisters. You know, if you think of Barbie's littlest sister, you know, Shelly or Kelly, and then now she's called Chelsea, or I don't know, she had Tootie as a sister in the 60s and 70s, and suddenly it's just Stacy or whatever. Like, the names are thrown around, and I don't know, maybe Francy and Jazzy are even supposed to be the same character. They just changed the names and adopted her look to, you know, from the 60s to the 80s. But I'm so happy with this Francy here. I could even say Francy has a like second name. Her name is Francy Fairchild, so not Roberts like Barbie Millicent Roberts. No, Francy Fairchild, 66. And I don't know what else. Oh yeah, I wanted to talk about the outfit, as I just have this coat and this hat. But I gave her something, like the original outfit would come with shorts, orange shorts, and another yellow top, but I gave her this. I think this might be from a Benetton fashion, and this is just from a 90s fashion pack. So yeah, and she also has, yeah, that's what I wanted to say. She has flat feet, or almost flat feet, so there's just a tiny bit of an arch there. So she definitely fits these flats very good. And yeah, I'm not sure if this, I mean, these shoes are not vintage. They are from, you know, in the 90s, they still released this shoe mold. But they definitely, these shoes don't fit Barbie that well. So definitely Francy fits better in them. I don't know if this shoe mold was originally actually from Francy, because Francy came with a lot of these more pointy ballerinas, so ballet flats. But I don't know if this is the exact shoe mold. But I mean, this outfit together, very striking, very cool. Of course, there were more Francy's then also with a twist and turn waist released. And there was also at the same time in 66 also a Francy released without the eyelashes, so more a budget line one. But yeah, of course, I'm happy that I have her. Her face is super sweet, and these striking like brown eyes. So kind of my favorite doll, and also not because it's obviously she's not really from the era that I prefer. I still prefer, you know, my 80s and 90s girls. Whoop. And that's not all that I bought, because I still have a couple of like bags here with fashions. So this is now the last thing that I want to do. If you're not super interested in the fashion pieces, then you can just turn off. That's why I kept it to the last thing and talked about all the Barbies first. But I will kind of put the Barbies a little bit to the side, and then I have a bag of fashions that I can tell you stuff about. And I also have a bag of fashions that was not really intentionally bought. A lot of stuff was on the dolls, and a lot of stuff I cannot identify. So let's put the camera down and get to the fashions. So let me start with the fashions that I can tell you things about, that I know, that I have identified or specifically bought. So yeah, not just fashions, but also like accessories like this. I immediately recognized it. It was sold separately, and it comes from Angel Face Barbie. So it is her little, I don't know, handbag slash makeup compound. Ooh, can you please open up here? There you go. So, ta-da! Little eye makeup. I think it's meant to be eye makeup. So, eyeshadow and stuff. And on the front here, this Barbie emblem. If you don't remember, like Angel Face Barbie, this is her. So she can get her little makeup stuff. So for €5 or 5 Swiss francs, this definitely I needed to purchase. Then what else? Yeah, there was one bag that I specifically, there were a couple of other fashions in that you will see from the non-identified pile, but something that was in that I was like, oh yeah, and this whole bag was just €2. There was stuff from Pink and Pretty Barbie in. I do have this big cape kind of, I don't know, quite often. I've traded it with several people already, just brought one to Zelina, but this was what was also in there. The short, the small cape that mainly people put on Pink and Pretty Barbie's head. So yes, of course I have Pink and Pretty Barbie. Quickly here, ta-da. So this, you can definitely wrap it then around here, like this. And then now she is, She looks even better with this. I'm so happy that my Pink and Pretty Barbie has now also this small cape. What else do we have? Ah, yeah, this was also amazing. This actually came from outside. It was laying in one of the boxes where, you know, I think some of the other dolls were, etc. So more the cheaper stuff. But this is the top that I was missing for quite a long time for my babysitter skipper. So the first babysitter skipper, not the one that came with the 3 babies from 94, but the one that came from 1990. So I have her. I also have this skirt for quite a while, but I always just put her in another like this actually from Barbie and Ginger, the top. So, but then she can have her original top finally, and this was just very, very cheap. I'm just happy that I saw it first because also Selina needs it. So my friend would have grabbed it too if she would have found it first. I just found it first. It was just a coincidence who of us found it first. So this, yes, this also like, so happy I finally have this. This is the original Superstar Barbie dress from 1977. So the first Barbie with the superstar face. And this is her dress. Actually quite simple, but such a nice material, such a nice satin, very hot pink. And this you know, ruffle thing for around the shoulders or wherever you want to put it. This is even rarer than the dress itself. So I'm happy that Beate had both. Selina actually bought the yellow version of the dress for her Superstar Christie that she I don't know, a month or something ago found at the flea market. And both of us will also buy the shoes. I think Selina bought the shoes already. And I also bought the shoes from Beate for this one here, so the pink ones, because this Barbie was not wearing normal, you know, the typical pumps. She was really wearing different shoes, the superstar shoes, you could say. And she didn't have the shoes in the store, but I have purchased them already, and Beate sent them to me. They're just right now on its way. So also I will have the shoes. I do have Superstar Barbie. I just have to rehair her. I haven't found the time to do it, but now as I have the dress, I really need to do it. I want to rehair her. So what else? This is an outfit that was on, I think, the Cool Times Mitch, that I didn't actually need this outfit. And what is it actually? It comes from the Fancy Fashions from 1983. It's a, you know, it's just red shorts and the yellow top where there's the Barbie logo here stuck on. And this is one of those pieces that Beate decided to kind of print her logo on it. So these are original, you know, early 80s vintage Barbie fashions, but she printed the Think Pink logo on it here and here also. Her decision. Some people might really like this. I personally would have not gotten these pieces if they would have not come like on the doll, because I think I would not want this. I would prefer it to be original without the logos on it. But actually this is printed backwards, so because this is the back here, so you can just put it on, you will not even see it. But this is, you know, very noticeable. Other than that, it's a nice piece. It's a nice outfit. I think it came also with a red and yellow bag, like a soft bag, and with red shoes. So it's a very simple, you know, early 80s fashion. From the same fashion line, actually, yeah, the Fancy Fashions, 83, also this dress came. This was what the Princess Barbie, the 1980s Princess Barbie was wearing when I got her. But I realized, oh yeah, this is actually a Barbie piece. It looks a little weird, but yeah, this is original Barbie. And it would also come with a ruffle, you know, with a white ruffle with a yellow edge on it. So this did not come with it, but I mean, no, I have this. Fine, so cool. Yeah, I think these pieces, I'm not like 100% sure, but I think they were in the back together also with the Pink and Pretty stuff. This is something from the horse Nibbles from 1995. I had this horse. It came with a picnic basket and picnic blankets, etc. This is one of those. I don't need it, but I even had this as a child. So, and I think this one came in it as well, but it could also have come from something else. I don't remember where this was in. But this is actually the you know, washcloth from the Bath Time Fun Shelly or Kelly from also like 95. So I'm not the biggest, you know, Shelly Kelly collector, but maybe you remember, you know, this is kind of the what do you call this? The bathtub outfit. What's it called? A bathrobe, sorry. And it is, as Selina told me, available with a pink rim here that I have, or with a yellow or with the pink. So this actually would not have come together because you see this has the pink, the yellow edge, and this has the pink edge, but you know, this comes together. What else here? Yeah, this was an outfit piece that the one of the Jazzy's was wearing. I immediately recognized this. This is actually from one of the Barbie Extra dolls, from the Barbie Extra Deluxe doll, the one that, you know, had the big wheel behind her with all of the different fashions. It's actually a horrible piece with this printed on. I mean, the piece itself is not horrible. It's a very cool color, but like this black printed on necklace, horrifying. But yeah, at the back here, Beate printed her like store. I don't want to say mascot, but you know, the logo here on it. For this I am fine with it, but I still will not put this on a doll ever because of this horrendous black thing, but I at least could identify it. Yeah, the Francy was actually wearing this, and this is actually a skip outfit. So yes, Francy is so like slim build that she could wear skipper fashions, although it just would be then a shorter trouser for Francy, and for skipper this would be long trousers. This is actually a Best Buy outfit from 1976, so original Best Buy fashions from like the 70s. I remember I also found this top once at the flea market and didn't pick it up because I was like, I didn't even think that this was Barbie. And then people were yelling at me in the comments like, oh, super cringe, you left all of those 70s fashions there. Yeah, 70s is really not my era in terms of, I don't know, the look, the Best Buys. Most of it is not super interesting. It just becomes interesting again when, you know, Superstar era in 77 starts. And I don't know, the Malibu era is still okay-ish from the Barbies, but yeah, the fashions, I'm not really crazy about this, but I have it now since, you know, I left it once at the flea market. She also was wearing like socks and these shoes here, which I don't know if these are something from Francy. They didn't come with this outfit, I think, but whatever. It's always good to have another pair of shoes and another pair of socks, so really, really good. Another doll was wearing these. I think one of the Jazzy's, and these I know for sure this is the mold that you know, every like Barbie that came with the kimono was wearing, like Dolls of the World, Japanese, the Princess Dolls of the World series, the one that I even had when I was, you know, a teenager, came with these. So I cannot tell. Even the Takara Barbies from Japan had the same mold, but yeah. So I have another pair of Getas. This is also interesting because these shoes, yeah, also the other Jazzy was wearing these, and they are super rubbery, but they are such a nice and interesting mold. And from the way, you know, they are not super like arched, so they are not that kind of flat. I was guessing that these might be Francy shoes. I mean, these did not come on my Francy. My Francy that I bought was wearing these. But I went through all of the Francy outfits that I found online, and yes, I found them. These are actually Francy boots from the corduroy cape fashion pack from 1969. I don't know if another Francy maybe fashion pack had these in them, but I couldn't see it. And I don't know, you could probably also put them on skipper. Maybe also they came with a skipper, I don't know, but 100% with these hollow like heels here and this shape. These are from the, as I said, 69 corduroy cape fashion pack from Francy. Cool, randomly put on this Jazzy doll when I bought it. And yeah, the Francy was also in this outfit here, you know, with these pants, etc. She had a like tennis bat put in, but this does not neither come from the Francy nor from this, you know, skipper fashion pack or anything. This is separately. I don't know if this is a vintage Barbie bat or if this is just random, but now I have another tennis bat for Barbie. yeah, and this is, yeah, I know this comes from the modern mermaid Barbie, the one with the Odile face, the one that I actually have, the one with the purple hair. This is the crown. No, I have it twice. It was also on one of the Jazzy dolls. So this is the stuff that I could identify. Now let's get to the stuff that I was not able to identify. For example, this big dress here. This was the dress that my Lights and Lace Barbie was wearing. I mean, yeah, it makes sense. Lights and Lace has super blue eye makeup, so matches her, and this is a lace dress. But I don't know if this is a real Barbie dress or not. I mean, material-wise, it's fine. It could be. Could also be Petra or something. It is a little loose at the top. That's why it makes me think it's maybe not Barbie. But what makes me think it might be Barbie is that it has actually a metal clasp. Or it is something completely different, like, I don't know, Cindy or something. But it's actually a nice dress. Just unfortunate that it slides down pretty easy. Yeah, this I have no clue. It looks very modern to me. It was paired outfit-wise when I got the Jazzy doll with this. Is it a modern Barbie thing? Is it something that you just get on AliExpress? Because several dolls in Beate's shop were wearing this, so I don't know. The other Jazzy was wearing these denim pants with a glitter print on it, this top with a cat and ear headphones, and this cool fluffy hat. None of that I could identify. It looks pretty modern to me. This may be even more like 2000s. It has the Velcro that is more typical for the 2000s. Quality-wise, more modern, I cannot tell. It could also be just something from I don't know, that you get off of AliExpress or Shein or Temu or something. I have no idea. Or it is something from the 2000s or from the 2010s. I can't tell. It could also be something from Steffi Love, so really don't know. This is really cool. I can never have enough cool, like, you know, hats. If you know where this comes from, I mean, this could also be from Bratz or from MGA doll, something. I don't know. Rainbow High. I have no idea if you know, but this is like a fluffy hat. What else? This was the wig that was on my Fashion Queen Barbie. It's definitely not one of her original wigs, because this is way too thin, and yeah, I don't think it's an original Barbie wig, but I don't know. I have it. It's in okay condition. Then we have this hat and this bathing suit, which was on the Island Fun Barbie when I got her. I have no idea. It's stretchy, but material-wise and also the way it is like sewn, I wouldn't say that it's Barbie. And this hat is so crunchy. It is, I don't know, it doesn't even really move anymore. At first I was like, oh, because there's this leopard thing. Is it something from Animal Loving line? But it's not. So I don't know. It says Club 45, so I don't know if you happen to know where any of this comes from. And then I have a couple of shoes. So these are just clone shoes, boots in red, so not original Barbie. I can tell by the material. It's too, you know, cheapy, and here you see the mold line in the middle. These are modern Barbie shoes for sure. That one of the dolls was wearing, same as this necklace. Not really too crazy about. Here we have a nice lavender purse. I also don't know, something more modern Barbie. Yeah, and this veil. This veil was also inside the bag with the Pink and Pretty capes, but it already fell apart, so I don't even know how you are supposed to put it on the doll, or if it comes from something. But the mesh, it's a very big mesh, so I don't believe that it's Barbie. But I could be wrong. It could be even something vintage Barbie, because I'm not really knowledgeable with this. But yeah, I have an additional veil now. And yeah, so that's it. It was probably a long video, but I wanted to give every doll a spotlight and talk about them. There were definitely here some dolls that are very special to me, stuff that I would have never been able to find, like at a flea market or something else. US exclusive dolls or really old dolls. Some really cool fashions, and yeah, the whole store is just, I mean, there's not even just Barbie. You also find, you know, some areas that have like Monster High displayed, or you find some, I don't even know, I think even some breads or something is in there. There's a huge Barbie the movie, like you know, you can still buy the dolls there. And you know, as I said, from vintage to modern, everything in between. Also, of course, carded stuff, boxed Barbies. It's just not what I like want to buy. So much more, and the atmosphere is just really lovely. I wish I had, I mean, I don't want to say I wish I had a store like this in my neighborhood. I would probably spend way too much time, way too much money there, but I definitely want to go back at one point. I will be back in Switzerland, maybe visit Selina again or something, and then we will go there again. I guess Selina definitely will be already back there at the Think Pink kind of summer party, which is around in, I don't know, in August at one point, where then other sellers also come. It's like a mini Barbie convention then, even more so than I already felt it was like a convention atmosphere there. So if you're, I don't know when the date is, maybe if I can find out, I can put it here. This will be, if you happen to be there at around that time, maybe pick this date, because it will be even more like interesting then. But the store is interesting on itself, even if there's no event happening. So yeah. The next two videos will be complete flea market footage videos, because yep, we went to the big 25-hour flea market that crosses borders. It starts in Switzerland, and then the bigger part even is in Germany. 2 days we went there, 2 days. Of course we slept in between. We didn't like stay awake for all this time, but there's footage from Saturday and there's footage from Sunday. And after that, there will be definitely the big haul video, which maybe is even 2 haul videos. I don't even know. So stay tuned for that. The Switzerland journey is not finished here on the channel, but if you did enjoy this video, don't forget, give it a thumbs up. You can comment down below. Sometimes now comments disappear, I have like found out. I don't know, it also happens to me when I like comment on other people's channels, that when I check back on the comment it suddenly has disappeared. If that happens to you, I cannot, I mean, if I don't answer or if I don't give it a heart or anything, then maybe that has happened. It has nothing to do with just me or being a small channel. It also happens on bigger channels, because I've commented like on, I don't know, Chad Marvelous channel or on Barbie Nation's channel or something, and I saw that my comments disappeared. So I don't know if that happens. I see a lot of people give their own comments already thumbs up. Maybe that helps, that when you already give an action to this comment and it doesn't disappear. But I don't know. Anyways, that was just something that I wanted to shout out, that I have experienced it myself, that sometimes when it's just YouTube doing strange things again. I don't know. But anyways, I think most of the comments stay and I see them and I want to answer them. So if you want to do that, comment down below. And yeah, if you're not subscribed, maybe you want to subscribe to the channel. Doesn't cost any money. It just helps out my channel and yeah, helps you to keep updated with all of the stuff that I post, because you will see it on your feed, and you will, if you click the notification bell, get an extra notification so that I have a new video. So thank you so much for watching. See you real soon, and may the toys be with you. Bye.